Can we have a proxy in three mental states? Do we need to inquire? Yeah, in this session we are trying to understand. Do we need to inquire ourselves what we are not? Do we need to remove ignorance by ourselves, not by proxy? And to remind you that what exactly is the practice, and then we will understand again, go back to we are none of the three mental states. My master used to say we should breathe Eastern wisdom, not talk Eastern wisdom. When you start breathing Eastern wisdom, you are always there. You are always in that state of mindfulness. Simply think, speak, and act in real self, by real self, for the real self. Recheck every moment whether we are there or not. So there, our All Master says we need a mental maturity. We need a common sense and a mental maturity. Nothing more than that. Are we mature? I had a couple coaching that couple. They fought each other. Then the wife started crying. Is crying a mental immaturity? Mental maturity? Crying because I am suffering. So she told me that I am crying because it releases my stress. We all have the same opinion, isn't it? Do we have the same opinion? Yes. Say yes. Now tell me how many times you cried when you had a problem. Did you reach to a state of mental maturity? Or is it a sign of weakness? Ask yourself. Ask yourself. Don't start remembering how many times I cried, It eases my heart. It gives my heart a good time. So whenever you want a good time, start crying. So simple. This is what the mental maturity is. You may have a tears of joy. That is okay. After all, the end result is the joy. But if I create a wrong notion about these things, I'm not going into modern psychology. They say different things. So what we are understanding is that what is the real self? And we have covered we are none of the three bodies: physical, subtle, and causal body. And we are none of the 5 sheets, 5 layers. And do you remember that whenever those symptoms, crying comes, crying is the result of the 3 sheets: the body, first, physical body, outermost sheath. Second is the prana. The prana is disturbed because of the mind. And third is the mind, which has emotional dependence. Do you think? See that? Na me dvesha rago, na me lobha moho, madho naiva me neva matsarya bhava. Na me dvesha rago. I am not attachment and detachment. Name dvesha rago, name lobha moho. I am not the greed and the delusion. Now remove all the 4 from the mind. Tell me, where is the crying? No, but I'm not saying that you don't cry. Keep crying. Whenever you want it, keep crying. So where it comes, the mental maturity. No, I'm not pointing you, Christina. You are always smiling. she is a good baby. So what exactly is the practice? I have said 2L, listening and learning, contemplation, reflection, and whenever we require the practice, we should do the practice. We should, if you don't do the practice, then, and if you do not contemplate, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. So what is real self? We are not the three bodies, we are not the five sheath. Now we are none of the three mental states. We are none of the three mental states. I do not have money, so I may borrow and I ask you to pay me. You can give me the money, but you cannot go to the restroom for me. You cannot eat for me. You cannot sleep for me. There is no proxy. Understanding. Now we are moving into that mental maturity. Same way we cannot have a proxy for freedom from the suffering. Why I said so? I want to know the updates in modern psychology and neurosciences because meditation, Eastern wisdom is more related to that. And 99% of the articles published, they say science says this. I'm okay with it. But the next question comes, what you say with it. That is much more important than what the science says. Are you getting it? What do you say? What is your feeling? What is your state? How you are living your life? How you express your thought, speech, and action in your personal life, in your professional life, in your social life. Isn't it? We get carried away. Oh, science says it. Science proves it. We are misusing that word. So we use the science as a proxy. It will not work. Even if the science proves, I have all the respect. I'm already fascinated by physics and metaphysics. So we cannot have a proxy for peace, happiness, love, and wisdom. And that is why the self-inquiry. That is why we continue the journey. Yes, coming back with that reference, we are none of the three states. Keep in mind what our master says about the real self, so that you have a contrast and comparison. Consciousness is not a part of thought. Consciousness is not a property of anything in the world. Consciousness is not a product. It is not a part, it is not a property, it is not a product. The moment you see anything that is part, property, and product, just reject it. It is not me. Consciousness is different from what is changing. What is changing? Consciousness is different from whatever is changing. So today I want to lay an importance that what are the problems that we, even after listening 100 times, we do not reach there. I don't have that conviction that I am the real self. I am not the three bodies, I am not the five sheaths, and I am none of these three states. So when I have that conviction, conviction is faith. We don't go by the blind faith. We say belief or faith pending inquiry. That is what the Eastern wisdom is. I have to inquire. I have to ask the questions. I have to contemplate. I have to reflect. I have to do the practice to reach to that state. Do I have a conviction? I do the practice regularly? No. That is one problem of the mind. Did you understand that the peace, happiness is not outside in any object, any person? Say yes, please. 23 hours, 7 days, we spend time for the world where the peace and happiness are not there. What kind of a conviction I have? Ask yourself. Hammer your mind. No, you don't. No, I have lot of problems in my. Why those lot of problems? You don't understand. I have a problem with my honey. The husband came. Just outside to leave me, and she said, I have. No, he said I have lot of problems. So our master says, why don't we recognize the problem of the mind? What the answer our master gives? Lack of preparedness. We are not prepared to undergo a journey. Lesser the qualifications, lesser the understanding. I give casual value to freedom, peace, and happiness. Why? You already told me peace is my essential nature, so I will take care of it later. Did you understand? See how our mind cheats us. You already told me that peace and happiness are my essential nature. It will always remain me. I am a sweetness of a sugar. So I have lot of things to do in my life. Let me complete this, enter into stress, enjoy suffering. After that, I will take care of it. That is the problem in my mind. Let me cry first, then I will take care of it. Do you see that? And the only solution I told you, as the first step, I don't know, let me know it. I do not understand, let me understand it. I do not experience, let me practice it. Keep this, reverse the state of the mind. Second problem is also there. Can you imagine what is the second problem and how these masters have understood it? The doubt pertaining to my own peace and happiness. What a great doubt. What happens then? Can you tell me what happens then? I will do the practice later. I forget it. Do you see that? No, I will attend the session. Who cares? I will listen to sessions. Who cares? To stress this point, I told you that I lived with my master for 26 years. I repeat it and I'll repeat, not out of that ego. I used to reach half an hour or 1 hour before my master used to give a talk. I wanted to rest completely. The mind is ready to receive, to retain. I covered that. Ready to receive, retain, reflect, retrain. So that is the second problem, that there are doubts that gives your mind an easy, no, let me take care of this. You don't understand, I have a lot of problems in my life. Problems is because of ignorance. And that is what we are solving. And the third problem, that I have received the knowledge, retained the knowledge, but it is becoming difficult for me to assimilate that knowledge. So when I'm not able to assimilate the knowledge, the mind returns with the past impressions and it follows the same habit. Oh, let me cry, it releases me. Now you see that this women will not dare to cry before me, at least. You see, you give an indirect approach. I didn't say, keep crying, Don't blame and complain me that you have a problem. You have an easy solution. Whenever you have a problem, start crying. So with that introduction, we have 3 states: the waking, dream, and sleep. Question comes, last time we discussed that if we are all the 3, then we are 3 people. We are waker at a different time. Pay attention to this and contemplate and reflect. You see, I wake up, so I am Girish. When I am asleep, maybe I am Jerry. When I am dreaming, I may be Brandy. I have chosen beautiful people. Are we 3 in 1? And if not, it means I am one that connects me to all the 3 states. Are you getting it? That connects me to all the 3 states. And then who is this I? So that proves completely that I'm not a waker, I'm not a sleeper, I'm not a dreamer. These are the 3 passing states of mental states. I am stressed, that is a mental state. So I'm a waker, that is also a mental state. I'm a sleeper, that is also a mental state. I'm enjoying my life, that is also a mental state. So what it means that there is something deep within, behind and beyond the mind that keeps the 3 states together. That keeps the 3 states together. As my 5 senses are integrated with the mind, 3 states are integrated somewhere by a presence within. That is what the real self, and that is what the consciousness is. And that is the reason when you wake up, I wake up as a Girish, you wake up as a Rakesh, you wake up as a Christina. Do you see that? So I remain Christina even in the sleep, even in the dream. There is something within me. Someone keeps me one. That I don't know. That is what the real self is. We are hinting. We have started hinting upon, pointing. Ask another question. Can we use intellect to know about? Yes. Intellect is the highest instrument we all have. So now ask another question. So can I follow blindly any path? No. The moment you follow blindly, the mind is there. Mind is instinctive. Impulsive means that I follow blindly. Another meaning. When I'm instinctive, I have an crying. I'm angry. It is impulsive. It is emotional dependence. Do you see that? You might be thinking, I will stop crying now. So when you force yourself not to cry, that is what the modern psychology says. That you are holding back. You are suppressing. We are not saying that. You understand it clearly that when the mind is impulsive and instinctive, blind, then only what we declare, I'm very sad, I'm lonely. Can you tell me who is not lonely in the world? Can you take your honey to the ultimate journey of the life? The honey will say, I'm not going. You go. Is it not very clear to you? 3 states. In a waking state, we know the body, sense organs, mind, thoughts, feeling, emotions. We get the knowledge by mind in a waking state. I see you, I know you, so I get the knowledge. I see many objects, many thoughts moving into my mind, many objects, many people we see, feel, know in the waking state, many thoughts, feeling, and the images. Every object has a knowledge, every knowledge has a thought. But do you see that? Can you become aware that all are related to one I? That is why I say that I have a thought, I am stressed, I am crying, I am happy, I am joyful. That is how we express ourselves in a waking state. What is the common factor? I. Who is this I? I has to be different from the waking state. You can see the waking state is just a summary. What is the word outside? 5 sense organs, physical sheath, mind, intellect, ego, thoughts, feeling, images is equal to waking state. Now ask yourself, are you a waker? So if you are a waker, then you are a thought. Simple. You are a waker, it means you are breath, because you know the breath, which is not true. You are a waker, then you are the body. You are a waker, then you are the senses. But you are not. You are none of them. Then who am I? That is how our master says, contemplate and reflect. Contemplate and reflect. The moment you get upset, first contemplate. Am I upset? What is this upset? Does it belong to the body, mind, emotions? Or, no, I say, am I upset? Means another name of I. Am I sad? Many objects, many thoughts, many bodies, many objects. But only one who knows is different. That is the approach of contemplation and reflection. So once you are 100% clear that I cannot be the waker, and then you go into meditation, The mind is not going to disturb. Through the intellect, you say, let the body be steady, comfortable, and it is already there. When? Not only in meditation, but in all the situation and events in the world, in all your relationship. Even someone says you are crazy, okay, I'm more crazy than you think, Internally, you assimilate it because you have already assimilated the knowledge. In a waking state, I told you, in a waking state, why we understood those 5 sheaths and the 3 bodies. In a waking state, all the 5 sheaths, all the 3 bodies are active. Let us talk about the causal body. You go to the kitchen and you hold the tumbler and it falls down. Ignorant body. You never mean to throw the tumbler. You give me any, all the 5. Mind, memory, intellect, ego, breath, second sheath, physical, sense organs, intellect, all are active. So it is the intellect that realizes that by mistake the tumbler fell down. Yeah, because when I do it is a mistake. When other people do it, then it is, now they are deliberately doing it. This is also ignorance. See that? I never expected you to say these words to me. But my friend, always expect to say nasty things to you. Ignorant body. Do you see that? This is what our life is. It is very important to not only understand, contemplate, and reflect, and raise your awareness in a waking state. Why? Because, can you complete this instant? Only in the waking state we can be awakened. There is no chance of being awakened in a sleep and dream state. Never go to those people, I'm warning you, who says, oh, you have such a good dream. That is the sign of awakening. How can you awaken in dream state? Come on. Put your logic, put some reasoning. Go to your home when you sleep. I will pass on some blessing to you. You don't know your body and the mind. How can anyone pass the blessing on you in a sleep state? I'm not saying, our masters are saying, be very, very careful, contemplative and reflective. Use the intellect. Arrive at a right knowledge. Now, I met a lot of people here also and India also. It's a different issue that you have some powers, you can get some powers and you can use them, but it has nothing to do with an awakening. It has nothing to do with bringing an end to the suffering. You give an interpretation of your dream in the sleep. That is okay. But to reach to the real self is not possible in the sleep state. Are we getting it? So last point that I want to bring up that is very important. Normally we have read many articles. Oh, this is a case study. Do you know in science, we say this is a case study. Your brain might be doing it. This is a case study where we found these changes. We need more research to do. Right? Take your life as a case study. Don't believe in any principle. Jerry knows, she has been in nursing profession. We do the case study. Sometimes we say that I have given these pills for so many days and ultimate result is this, but this is only an individual case study. Your life is your case study in a waking state. When you get upset, relax, start contemplating. Why the hell, mind, you made me upset? Case study. Why I felt bad when even the person near to me said me something that is very true to my life. Are you getting it? What will happen? You are already stepping into the higher awareness. This is known as the higher awareness. That your case study, you are taking your entire life objectively. Yeah, that is how we express, I think. Here. The moment you wake up in the morning, awareness and attention, where I have a lot of problems, I have to solve all the problems, these problems will never be solved. Awareness is it. Take your entire life as a case study, especially in a waking state. You'll be able to prevent at least 90% of impulsive and instinctive behavior and thought and action in your life. You will find that you are already entering into a very higher, that is what is known as higher awareness. So you live in higher awareness 24/7. It is not that you have done a practice with this behavior. No, I'm very, I'm very calm. Are you using me as a proxy? It will work for a few days, but it will not work. I have to be very clear to you. Very clear to you. My master was very blunt. The more you go closer to him, the more straight, blunt to him. He hammers on your head. And it is only when he hammers on your head to be very clear. You have a clarity. Clarity means knowledge. Knowledge means what? Awareness. What is your awareness? It is your experience. You may use another word, perception. If you look closely, awareness, knowledge, experience, perception, they all are synonyms. Let us close our eyes. Body is steady, mind is facing within, and mind is facing within. I need not to spend too much of time in being comfortable. Being comfortable, you heard me, in the state of higher awareness. Now you see that the way I'm using the phrases to pass on the knowledge of our masters. Being carefree. You heard it. You heard. Mind. Processed it. Reflected on. No worries. Let any thought come and go. And then there you introduce that we have been doing surveys. Do you remember? Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Let there be well-being for all. In that state of higher awareness, the mantra as a knowledge is passed on to the mind. Mind, stop thinking unnecessarily. Not about you, not about anyone. So what do you think? Mind says, but I'm a thinking person. Oh, think. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. In that state of higher awareness, you see there is a well-being for all. I'm returning, again in a different way. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Higher awareness always supports you with the peace, and that is why I am saying let there be peace for all. Peace for all. The mind still divides and perceives. It has yet to find the real self. So we say in the meantime, let there be peace for all. Don't start from the world outside. Start from your family members. If you set your home, the real journey of the self-discovery starts from the home. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. So here we trigger the mind. Let there be wholeness, completeness in all. Who is complete? Only one. Who is that? Real self. What is that? Consciousness. Cannot be divided. You cannot say that I should have, I have many consciousnesses. There is only one consciousness. There is only one space. There is only one water. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam. Let there be auspiciousness for. You need not to attend 100 sessions when you live into that state of higher awareness. So that also will be a reality check, because now from today you have taken your entire life as a case study. Oh, you see, this brings you a higher level of awareness. We simply talk, I live in higher awareness all the time. That's why I'm angry and upset. That's why I cry. It doesn't work. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Let there be auspiciousness for all. Why? Time does not belong to me. Space does not belong to me. World does not belong to me. And if the world exists because of the existence, that existence has to be auspicious for everyone at every moment in life. That is the highest awareness. What do you mean? You have already found real self. Let me repeat it. When the mind has that conviction, conviction means faith. Faith reached there by the inquiry, by the knowledge. You see, when the knowledge is passed on the mind receives, retains, reflects, assimilates. You are already there, living into the higher awareness. So we never leave the active steps until we reach there. So start breathing, quick, short breathing. You already know, into the chest, dropping Om Shanti gently into the space inside the heart, keeping the body steady. Just start breathing casually. Now, it's not that we have to do it for 10 minutes or 2 minutes. We just started. So, what is going to happen one day? You will be surprised that the mind pushes the breath and you start breathing maybe 60, 80, 120 breaths per minute. And you're still dropping Om Shanti gently. I told you, this practice you may use to become aware of the five sheets. You will see they are separate and they are interacting. What will happen then? The knowledge will be settled that you are none of these five bodies, my friends. And just stop it, do nothing, start breathing deep, silent, and slow. Well, let us go for Nyasa also. Nyasa also helps you to discover that these five sheets are constantly changing, interacting, and I'm none of them. So that's how I started from the very first time. I said deep, silent, slow breathing is your car. You're moving the mind inside the right arm from the shoulder to the fingertips. You're moving the mind. So the mind is the driver. The space inside is the highway. So we are showing the mind, go on the highway. Don't take a ramp of your desire, of your past impression, of your memory. And the intellect is dropping Om Shanti. But intellect goes a step further in the higher awareness. I've already explained, but now I'm giving a clue. So when you say Om Shanti, this intellect is absorbed into the infinite space. Knowledge. What is the shape of knowledge? Look at our masters, the way they explains, the way they present the knowledge with clarity. Have you found the shape, color, form, weight, height of the knowledge? No. That's why the knowledge is consciousness. So we are approaching that. How? By singing Om Shanti. But intellect has nothing to think. Just see that. See the beauty. Not the physical beauty, I'm saying beauty of the wisdom. And inside the left arm, you're simply saying inside the left arm means I'm aware of all the five sheets. Sometime I miss it. Oh, because of the fifth sheet innermost, the causal. So no need to worry. I missed it because of the causal body. Why? I slipped from the higher awareness. I already explained to you. You see, the same steps, but I made the practice deeper. You need not to be conscious of doing the practice. You should be comfortable, carefree, casual. Now inside the right leg, your life is a case study for you. I'm just putting in such a simple form. They're very complex words used by the teachers, and I'm simplifying it, customizing it. Do you remember Om Shanti? Yes, but after that, if the mind is moving on the space with the breath inside, yes. Is the body left being comfortable and steady? Left. You don't make an effort. Do you understand? Higher awareness. Can you cry in higher awareness? No. No way. Can you be sad? No. Now inside the left leg, Now inside the spine from the crown of the head to the tailbone. Om Shanti. And when from the tailbone to the crown of the head during exhalation, you should understand in the higher awareness when we live, all your efforts drops down by itself. So it may have two reasons. Either it drops down because of the causal body or because of you are moving into a higher awareness. So what will happen? All your efforts drops down because absolute knowledge is there. Without doubt there. Now leave this, bring your awareness or the mind inside the heart in the space with a triangle. Maybe 2, 3, 4 times you do it, move the mind on each side of a triangle, reminding the mind. First side is the knowledge, second is the desire for freedom, and third is the action. Then the action starts. Moving the mind from the center of a triangle, singing as if you are pulling the mind deep inside the heart in the space until the mind seems to stop. There you drop Shanti and done. All the efforts are done in that higher awareness. So if you feel it is done, live into that state. Then as a case study, if any thought comes, return to the triangle. Gently, not in a hurry, not by force. I believe you understand that point. So the higher awareness knows the step 100%. Higher awareness prevents the mind to distract, to delude. I believe y'all are getting it, and if that happens, higher awareness prevents any distraction, delusion. Lower awareness, caught up in emotional dependence, distraction, wandering, and they are considered as impurities of the mind, prevents the realization. See, I'm putting it in a very simple way. Nothing disturbs you to be in peace and joy and happiness. Your sharing of your experiences not only helps me but helps everyone, whatever it is. Be casual and natural to explain. You're shy means what? Case study. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti is a traditional way to conclude the session. But that traditional way, when the teacher recites, it has a deeper impact on the mind. It keeps the mind into that level of awareness. And it simply means, let there be peace, peace, and peace. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms. Place it in your eyes. Open the eyes inside. We'll share our experiences. How are you, David and Jerry?
Yes, very good. It was very quick. I would say I started the practice with low awareness, and by the end, my awareness level was extremely high. So it was very relaxing.
Beautiful. You recognize. Take yourself as a case study. Oh, it's lower awareness. Now it's a little higher. Many indications. No conflict at all. No thought stays even less than a fraction of a second. That is, you should define clear experience. Beautiful. How are you, Jerry?
Good, sir. Thank you. I would say that it was just from the beginning. I closed my eyes. It was light, and normally it seems very dark, but it was light the entire meditation. And then something you said about when we're doing the mantra, or when your master's doing the mantra, and it does feel that way. The mind just loves it when you start chanting, and there isn't any resistance at all, and there wasn't through the meditation, but it's even more joyous when you're chanting.
That is what, again, the higher awareness. Now your mind defines and explains and understands and experiences. Oh, this is higher awareness and that is low. So more and more recognition is there, the better it is. Wonderful. How are you, Terry? All are my friends, but she's my oldest friend,
Well, I'm not able to talk right now.
Okay. Remain in that state. It's okay, it's good. How are you, Brandy?
I'm good, thank you. My meditation was really deep and focused and relaxing and peaceful.
Relaxing and peaceful. Wonderful. That is wonderful. How are you? How are you, Christina? I'm happy.
I'm doing wonderful. Yes, thank you for that lesson. I'm so happy to be here with you all. I couldn't agree with Giri more that when the chanting, I feel my heart just overcome everything, and it just brings us all together, and I feel this oneness all together. And during my meditation, I just let myself go, shed the layers of awareness. I'm not the body, I'm not the thoughts, and I got to a state of complete just utter silence, and it was very peaceful. So thank you.
That's very good. You have to remember all the time, I'm not the body. Very good. How are you, Anastasia?
Thank you. I'm very calm and peaceful. And the interesting thing happened today. I like stones, different crystals. I use them to keep on the table, on the books.
To be calm and relax.
What?
To be calm and relax.
No, just to keep my books, to keep my books and papers, and I like to touch them. And today I was meditating with a stone, and it's pretty heavy. I can feel this heaviness, And during the meditation, I forgot my stone, that it was in my arm, but I completely didn't feel it.
Yeah.
Any yes, heaviness, or that I just forgot that I have a stone. But at the same time, I remembered my pain in joints. Now I'm struggling with some joints pain. So this is for me interesting how mind is able to forget a solid material in your arm, but still remember your joint.
You're right, Anastasia. She's, those who do not know, she's from Ukraine, Poltava. You see that when you have no sense of physical awareness, you already went deeper into a higher awareness because you did not feel that experience of heaviness of a stone. Terry, you are listening? So when you do not feel an awareness, you do not feel that weight, height, mass of that physical body, you are already moving into a higher awareness, and that is pretty good. That's a good way. How are you? I see by the side, Lalit. Yeah.
Yes, it was very good. I was in it, and I wanted it to continue. And again, like if I keep on attending the sessions, I'm sure to succeed. And
Yeah.
it was really good. Yes.
Good.
The next morning is even better when I get up in the morning. The state of mind is very different, very calm and very silent, and
very good. Very good, Lalit. Yeah, very good. You wanted to continue. I picked up that very important point. So mind wants to continue. It means the mind wanted to go inside. Take it as a case study. When the mind does not want to do. Your life is a case study. So you have to contemplate and reflect. How are you, Vaibhav?
Sir, I'm good. It was very peaceful. It's like that the mind is very continuous, the practice was very continuous. So if something comes, mind says that this is very temporary and it will go away. So don't go there. Stay with what is continuous, and it was peaceful.
Peaceful, wonderful. You see that? I will also pick up a point from Anastasia, but before you, it is higher awareness. What is higher awareness? Everything is changing. It's temporary. Why should I hold on to it? So then there is no crying. Then you don't get upset. Oh, you're angry. How long the anger remains? Can you be angry for even 1 hour? Science proves, now you see that? I'm using the same which I criticize. Science proves that if you have that anger is divided, anger, desire, they are divided into 3 categories. The utmost level of anger, if you have even for a minute, you should be careful if you are over 50. A lot of people are younger here. So over 50, you should be careful. About a week, you may get a heart attack. This is what the science proves. Science study says. Middle level of anger, it's okay. You should manage 1 or 2 days. You should be, and if the lower level, it's okay. Case study. Okay. How are you, Rakesh? Rakesh, yes.
Yes. Thank you, sir. It was very peaceful and relaxing today. In between, my mind was going blank. I forget what I am doing. Again, I have to remind myself.
Yeah.
So for
for a moment, very short time, but many times.
Yeah. That too is okay. That is what is the one point of contemplation and reflection. I remind, mind, where are you going? Return. So I know where I want to go. I know that is also a point of higher awareness. You see that I wanted to make a point. I'm not criticizing when I'm even Kundalini meditation and other practices of meditation. But when we are a higher level of a seeker, we need to figure out and separate it. Another point that we should understand that in Eastern wisdom, there may be something around more than 3,000 practices, which is connected even to the stone anesthesia. You say there are different kinds of stones and the colors, but they are the primary practices. Can I say that they are primitive practices? Why they were discovered? Understand that point also. So only the handful of the people were living at the highest level of awareness, means masters. And the intellectual development was not there at that time. That's why we say Stone Age. Stone Age, and we used to create a house with a cottage, but now we have developed. So it's the intellectual development. So our intellect, that is why it rejects those old notions. We may do it out of the fear, but still the mind has a doubt. How can this stone will help me? Our intellect has developed to that extent. So we have to follow that part of the Eastern wisdom which is extremely intellectual. It releases the doubt, the wrong notion. That is what we are doing in a session. Otherwise, everything is okay. You want to remain as a primitive guy, and so, okay, I will give you lot of stones and lot of, I will put a long, color here. I'll ask you to grow your beard. But a lot of people do not have a luxury to grow their beard in our session. So how are you, Barbara?
I am fine, thank you. Today, I couldn't settle down until we got to the part where you're breathing into the spine.
Okay.
And then just felt like I was going through a tunnel. And at the end, there was just pure peace.
Pure peace. You see, again, recognize you are not able to go into that calmness, lower awareness. You went into deeper, higher awareness. How I have to relate it to the stone or something, etc. Nothing of that sort. Understand that I have to live in higher awareness. Oh, one person is left. Sangeeta, how are you? And then we will say. Sangeeta, you are not able to unmute. Yeah, that's a good thing, and also a bad thing. So understand, I'm just pushing you. Thanks to David and Jerry. They have been supporting this entire session for many years. And we are changing. We are moving ahead. We are living into the higher awareness step by step. Provided you are committed to the journey. Yes, Sangeeta.
सर बहुत पीसफुल था सर आज ना ऐसे हो रहा था कि सिर्फ ओम ही निकल रहा था ओम शांति नहीं हो रहा था मतलब बस ओम तक नहीं हो.
You see, that is also a point of higher awareness. What she said that when she dropped singing Om and her mind stopped saying Shanti. So it went deeper into the Om and it stays there. So I lived into that awareness. What a beautiful journey. Thank you very much. Do you have any question? If you have any question, you can ask. Sometimes I get scared when you do questions, not to the people. So, thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you.